welcome to the 2024 Baldwinsville Boys Soccer Banquet. We're excited to have you all here. Home Team Pub did a fantastic job, so we have tables in there, we have tables in here, so hopefully we're not as crowded as we were last year, so I love the setup. They're going to come around and they're going to call tables. They're going to start with the players. So as soon as everybody eats their food and eats, then we'll move on to JG and then Varsity and all that good stuff, okay? So just be patient and they'll be calling tables for us. Thanks. How's the food? Good? Home Team Pub did a good job, huh? Good round of applause. As you know, we support the local, we support Home Team Pub, we support Sal's Pizza. They give back to the community very much so we're very grateful for them. We will kick it off with JV. There are a couple of thank yous that I want to give ahead of time. Our boosters is made up of Nina Baker, Russell Baker, Denise Falso, myself, did I miss anybody? Our extraordinaire, I did that on purpose. So, we really want to thank Mr. Smith, Eric, we appreciate all that you've done. I know this is your last year. Standing up at the top rafters on top of the hill in a bleacher, like I always go to a game looking to see where's Eric now. Sort of like when you were kids and you had to forget where's Waldo or thing is, it was where's Eric now in film. So we appreciate all your efforts there and we thank you. So with that being said, we're going to move on to JV. And we have our captains that are going to say a few words about season and Coach Han, and then we'll move over to Coach Han.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aiden Jones. I'd like to start off with a few things. Thank you to the Booster Club for providing us with everything we need for a successful season, from socks and equipment to helping secure refs for the season. Thank you to Mrs. Vizowski for being a great parent liaison, helping the communicate all season. Also, thank you to Mrs. Hodkinson for hosting our team dinner with amazing food and good times. And parents, thank you for getting us all to soccer, bringing forgotten items, making sure we are above guidelines, for cheering louder than any others. Thank you. And to all my teammates, thank you guys for showing respect and kindness towards your captains and your coach. I understand that deep down not a single one of you guys enjoyed the running and conditioning this season, but trust me, it showed on the field when it mattered. Everyone on this team participated and helped guide us through a good season, whether we played a team we knew we would win against, or a team that we knew would give us a run for our money. The point was staying together and playing as a team, both on and off the field. Now I'd like to say a few good words about our coach. I remember the first day I met Coach Han at my preseason game. I remember walking up the sidewalk to the stadium thinking that there was no way some of these kids were my age. They weren't. When we got to the signing table, we realized that when they said 6th graders, it meant players who had just completed 6th grade, not a 5th grader going into the 6th grade. I was told that I could go through, but there was always the risk that I would get hurt. The decision to stay set me up for a great few years playing for Coach Hahn and Coach Steeman. Another plus, I didn't get hurt. I learned so much that I was long for days, thanks to the coaches and the players. Coach Hahn treated me like any of the other players, and by the end, I knew that Eagle soccer was something special. Thanks to Coach Hahn for not turning me away at summer and allowing me to play indoor. The biggest takeaway was that Coach Hahn had always kept notes on every single player. If you haven't learned yet, he keeps track of everything. Coach Hahn is so much more than just a coach that shows up. He's a coach that believes in you even when, and especially when you don't believe in yourself. He makes sure every single player is given a chance, whether they're a club standout or a kid that just wants to play soccer for the love of the game. He gets to know each player who comes through the program from the beginning of their journey all the way to the end. Coach Hahn has sacrificed so much to be here for everyone in the soccer program. He's at every game and every practice. Somehow he manages to be everywhere for all of us. He never gets tired of teaching us the same game, even when we mess it up 1,000 times. His goal has never changed. He wants to see all of us get what they're trying to achieve on any level. D-Bell soccer has a bright future ahead, and that is largely in part due to the commitment of Coach Hahn to this program. Thank you, Coach, for everything.
I'd like to start by saying that we had a great outcome of the season. 9-3-5 is a very respectable record to have. I think that our defense was outstanding throughout the whole season. Our offense was a little shaky at the beginning of the season, but Coach Hahn adjusted our playing strategy to help us improve in that category, resulting in us with more goals. I think that a key aspect in the soccer season is improving as a player. And I can talk for everybody here and say that we all have. Not only did we all improve as players, but we improved as a team together. At the beginning of the season, you can tell that not all the people were working great as a team because of different club strategies and different play styles. But Coach Hahn put everything together so that by the end of the year, we were one. For myself and the team, I can't thank you enough for a fun and successful season.
Talk a little bit about the season, and then I'll call all the players up. When I call you guys up, you'll come right around here. I'm going to bring you up and then you'll just stand here while I talk a little bit more and then give out the awards to the players. I'll be bringing you up in number order when we do it, so just so you know who's coming. I want to start, I've got a huge thing at the top of my thing. Thank Colleen. I want to thank Colleen this last week. This might be the first year that I haven't had a parent try to burn my house down and scratch my car. So it must be because we had thank you for everything you did. Just to talk about this season, and then I'll go through game to game really quick, 10 seconds per game. Demographics of the team when we started, we kept 27 players. 18 of them were 9th graders with 9 10th graders. And JV is primarily a 10th grade league. And there's a lot of schools that have 3 or 4 11th graders, in fact, that were up against. At the start of the season, I was very clear, even in the parents' meeting with the parents, I was clear with the players that we were a very young team. I think this was the youngest JV team that I've ever coached since starting here. We were small, a little bit slow, but we are very, very talented. That's what I said from the start, and that definitely led to a very successful season. And the guys, by the end of the season, were not playing like young players. They were not playing like small players. And they learned to use angles so that all in all, I think we were better than a lot of teams that we played against. Like Jameson said, ending with a record of 5 wins, 3 losses, 5 ties, I think is a great achievement for us, being as young as we were. With only 6 seniors graduating from varsity, a lot of this team might be coming back. And so we will be playing in a much older group next year. Probably will be a smaller group than the teams we're up against. I think there's probably only one team that we played that was smaller than us. But again, the talent that we brought to the table, and that's just the work that the kids have done all the way since they were 5 years old until now. That's just led to them being phenomenal players. And I had a lot of fun coaching this team right from the start of the season to the end. We outscored our opponents 28-6 throughout the season. Again, only lost 3 times, and all of those 3 losses were a 1-0 game. So as we talk about the team, the offense was really good, and improved throughout the season, but the heart of the season was the defense. No question, these guys really, really held things down all season long. To play 16 games and hold your opponents to only 6 goals is a phenomenal feat, and it's something to be very, very proud of. So just to go through the season extremely quickly, we started off with a 3-0 win against West Tennessee's B team. It was a good win, showed us a lot of things that we need to work on. We then went into Liverpool, tied them in a 0-0 game. We, I think, controlled everything in that game better than Liverpool. They kicked and ran, we controlled the ball. Came out 0-0, we just barely couldn't get to finish one and put it in net, but again, very proud of that. We then went to FM, which was a strange game. The wind was blowing, I think, 35 miles an hour in that game. So the first half we dominated, absolutely crushed them, scored 2 goals, both by Eli Lowe. Both were phenomenal goals. In the second half, the wind literally blew the other way, and it was difficult to even get the ball on the other end. By the end of the game, we had players literally crying, we had players injured, we had players literally bleeding, but still staying on the field, but maintained the 2-2 tie in the game, which was really, really good. And I didn't know it was bleeding all over the place. So I told it earlier, so apparently I was telling the other players, so I'm not saying anything I want to say. But back to West Tennessee B, beat them 7-1 by the only hat trick of the season by Colton Schmidt in that game. Followed that up with a 0-0 game against West Tennessee, who was big, fast, really strong, and extremely physical in that game. I think we hit the crossbar 2 or 3 times in that game, and it still ended in a 0-0 tie. Defense really held it down in that one, as well as 16 saves by Jameson Brown. The West Tennessee coach came over to me and just said, "Why isn't that goalkeeper on varsity?" Some of those saves were varsity level saves. They were very impressive. It was fun. I think our best game of the season was the away game in Liverpool. I think we dominated that game. I think our possession was 80%. Eli scored a goal. We went up 1-0. But I think that was probably, as a team, our best game. Just the passing in that game was fantastic, and I think we put it together whereas Liverpool did not. So another good game there. Came home again to play against FM, tied them 0-0. Only got 2 shots off in the entire game. They took 14, so again, the defense and the goalkeeping there kept us to a 0-0 tie in that one. So at that point in the season, then we went back and played West Tennessee, beat them 1-0 on Brady Varsity. At that point, we were 4 wins, 4 ties, didn't have a loss. I think we were cruising and really underestimated Marcellus, and that's where we got our first loss, 0-1. They were big, they were fast. Our defense played extremely well. I think we talked at halftime of what we needed to do, and I think we lost them for about 20 seconds and conceded 1 goal. We had 20 seconds in that game where we made a few mistakes, and it cost us the game. Really good learning lesson though for the team, and we moved on. Tied Utica practice 0-0. That I think was an even game both ways. We were starting to put things together. We had some opportunities, starting to string passes together. 4 or 5 passes, starting to play as a team, but still 0-0, weren't quite able to finish it. Then we went on a streak where we played Corcoran a couple times. We went 5-0 there. We got 1-0 at halftime, but then we dominated the second half. John Brees stood out in my mind in that game. He had a really pretty goal and a great way to score. Suffering a loss against CMS. Again, they weren't very big, but they were fast. Were able to put things together. That game was a lesson on how to keep your cool, because I think there was a lot of talking going on in that game, and the refs sort of let that game get a little bit out of control. A couple guys lost their heads, so afterwards we had a good talk about the importance of maintaining control during soccer games to help us later in the season when we go back against CMS in the last game of the season. Then went to Henniger, won 4-0. I think just dominated that game from start to finish. Came back, played Corcoran again. That was more of a scrimmage. They didn't have enough players. We didn't want to forfeit. DJ Moore is the coach for Corcoran now, so we gave them 3 players at a time and just shuffled 3 players just so that nobody would have to play for the whole game. We went 20 minutes, 3 players, 3 players for 20 minutes. Ended up winning that game 5-0. And then went to Westville, which was just a back and forth game. Again, they were big, fast. Gave up a penalty kick. That was the opening goal of the game. So we lost that one 1-0 to a penalty kick. 2 or 3 players shaking their heads. No one's at fault for that. It's just something that kind of happened. They might have scored anyway if we didn't take them down, so it would have been a good foul. Probably would have been a goal anyway, so I don't really care that we gave it up. Last game of the season, if you haven't heard about it, we went away to CNS. There was no varsity game afterwards. Because of the way the season schedule turned out, at that point we weren't playing after varsity anymore. They had to get their games done by that Sunday for Section C. So there's nothing after us. We agreed before the game that we would do overtime and all the way to penalty kicks at the game. And he did. So we tied 0-0, went all the way through 2 overtimes and went to penalty kicks. Our first shooter missed. They made it. Aiden Jones made his. They made it. And Wenner made his, they made it. Eli Logue made his, and then Jameson Brown made a great save. And then Jameson Brown saved the next one for the win, and that's how our season ended. Just a very dramatic game. So one of the things that I push on the players throughout the season, and I tell them this as soon as we sort of round the first half of the season out, as you start playing a team twice, the way that you judge yourself is based on how did you do the second time that you played a team. Because if you don't improve, then it tells you something, how you played against them. So West Tennessee B team, we beat them 3-0, then beat them 7-1, there's an improvement there. Liverpool, we tied 0-0, then beat them 1-0, there was an improvement there. FM, we tied 2-2, we tied 0-0, so we'll call that one a draw. West Tennessee, we tied 0-0, then we beat them 1-0, so there was an improvement there. Corcoran, we beat 5-0 both times. Probably would have beat them by more the second time if we weren't playing against our own great players. And then CNS, who we lost to 0-1, we turned around, tied, and then won in penalties. So in every case during the season, which was one of our goals, we either did as good or better the second time we played a team, which I think is a sign that these guys work hard and that they achieve their goals and that they improve throughout the season. Okay, so that's a bit on the team. I'm now going to call them up. I need the players to come out and over me. You're going to be given out the first time that you play JV. You get a letter D, and you get your numbers. Some players apparently have already played JV sport. Some players have already gotten their numbers, and not everybody does. And as I call you up here, come on over and come up, and then hit me, shake my hand, and I'll give you the numbers. We'll start with number 1, Elias Guzman. With 5 goals, 2 assists, and 23 shots, our leading scorer, Eli Lowe. Number 5 with 4 goals, 2 assists, and 20 shots, Brady Rossi. With 1 shot on goal, Ethan Cross. Number 7 with 2 goals, 6 shots, Finn Denny. Number 8 with 3 assists and 21 shots. Tied for the leader in assists, Liam Weber. Three shots on goal, number 9, Bobby Mallory. With 1 goal and 11 shots, Ethan Wenner. With 2 shots on goal, number 11, Ben Mantio. Number 12, Jason Martin. Number 14, Julian Coates. Number 16 with 1 shot, Paul Kiki. One goal and 8 shots, Gage Hudson. with 1 goal, 3 assists, has 45 shots. The leader in shots and the tie for the leader in assists, Aiden Jones. Assists and 14 shots, all from defense, number 20, Brody Person. One goal, 10 shots, also from defense, number 21, Keegan Meyer. With 3 goals, 1 assist, and 4 shots, Colton Schmidt. With 1 shot, Noah Clapp. With 11 shots and a whole lot of speed, Jackson Hopkins. One phenomenal goal, 1 assist, 8 shots, Cole Seaman. Jack Sunray. Goalkeeper with 5 saves, number 38, Logan Butler. With 8 saves, number 99, or 42, number 99, Rowan Williams. With 1 assist and 89 saves, Jameson Brown. Shots, tied for our leading scorer, John Reese. So I'll keep him here for a minute. He contacted our year's coaches for certain things. There's this group called the Positivity Project. They came to us and asked us to nominate a player who just is the most positive and has the best attitude of anything else. And I'm giving that award and nominated it for to John Reese. Six awards to give out. I take these very seriously. And these are very, very difficult for me to decide upon because, like I said, I like all these guys. More than 6 of them deserve awards. But you know, if you give out 20 awards, it diminishes the 20 that you give out. So The fewer that you give out, the more that they're worth. And I put a lot of thought into every single one of these. You guys watch the games, you don't see the practices, which is where the hard work is done to prepare for that kind of thing. You don't see the attitude of the entire season. You don't necessarily see days where it's raining and we still want to do an extra drill even though there's 5 minutes left in practice. So a lot of that goes into it. First award I've got is for the hardest working player. This was the simplest of the awards for me because throughout the season, one player worked hard in every practice, didn't quit, slide tackle and everything. When he got his minutes in the game, he also worked harder probably than anybody else in the field. So hardest worker goes to Ethan Leonard. Alright, so the next award goes to the greatest goal of the season. We give you the runners-up, like I said, not winning award, but runners-up. I would say Cole's shot from 40 yards out against Corcoran. Also the breakaway. People don't realize how hard it is to get a breakaway that's moving at a fast speed. Goalie comes out and we just barely touch it. Was John Reese's at Corcoran. But the goal of the year would have to be, and you can pick either one of them during the FM game, but a shot that's taken, and if you're looking at upper 90s, one of them pretty much have maybe an inch to spare on either side of the ball from 30 yards out. A left-footed smash by Eli Logan. Actually, this was a difficult one for most to prove. They got a bunch of notes here. I can barely read them. I wrote them down earlier, and my dog was screaming. This is difficult because these guys all started out the season at a pretty high level. So when you're thinking about who's most improved, I wanted to give this award to someone that worked hard every day in practices. Didn't necessarily get a ton of time, but worked hard anyway. Improved themselves, so they set themselves up for a significant amount of success going forward in our program. People I didn't give it to, but I really thought about it. Jack Sunderhalf, Bobby Mallory, Caden Sweet, and Carter Gilbert all fit into that category. But the person that I decided to improve the most this season was Jason Barton. Alright, so the next one's a coach's award. I didn't do this out for anybody. I like to give it to someone that's always got a positive attitude. It has to be someone that works hard. I felt that the entire team looked up to this guy. At times in practice, we would do shooting drills. He'd be covered in dirt, tired, just about having 25 guys ripping shots at him, and then asking him, can we do it again? Can we do it again? 16 saves and a 0-0 tie against West UC. The last event of the season was him saving 2 penalty kicks at CNS. Coach's award goes to Jameson Brown. I've got MVP offense and MVP defense. We're going to go with offense first. This one, from a leadership standpoint, by the way, the 2 captains came to me partway through the season and said, Coach, can we the captains lead these guys on more fitness? Can we run an extra mile and a half in practices and do more of that? And I don't know why that coach would say no. I've never had 2 captains lead like that before. It did make the team better. Later in the season, I think that we were more prepared for other teams to handle the ends of games. I'm giving this award for offense to the leader on and off the field. Best person, in my opinion, in reading the game, best at controlling the ball, especially under severe pressure. Also exceptional on defense. He was the heart of our offense all year long. The MVP of offense goes to Aiden Jones. Michelle can attest to this one. I think she paid me about 4 times to send her the winners of the awards so she could order the trophies. And this is the award that held it up. Because the defense was so incredible all year long. We basically had 9 players that played defense. I'll say all their names: Keegan Maher, PJ Keegan, Noah Claps, Brody Persons, Cole Seaman, Julian Coach, Ethan Cross, Jason Barton, and Carter Joker. Those that played a lot of minutes were awesome, but even those that didn't play a lot of minutes probably would have been starters on a lot of other teams in the area. That's how good they were. The defense kept things locked down in every single game, no matter who was playing. So then how do you pick one person in this group, since it's such a phenomenal group, when they do their job so well? In practices, move them around. Some of them played different positions throughout the season. We moved them to other places. They embraced those roles. In the end, what it came down to, just choosing the best defender, 3 or 4 of them come to mind. The way I ended up in the end choosing this was, as I'm coaching the team, there's times when I'm worried, oh, the ball's coming into this area. There's times where I'm worried, oh, these 2 combining, are they going to be able to stop the 3 or 4 players coming at them because maybe our midfield stumbled once. Play is continuously coming down one side of the field, and I worried. There was one piece of the field that I was never worried about in the entire season. Just that one pocket where, even if the other team is driving to that area, I'll still continue talking to someone on the sideline and coaching down because they just come off. Because I have no worry whatsoever about that particular area because this player was locked down all the time. The few times that he ever made a mistake, he just turned around, ran, and just sacked the guy that got by him. And made up the mistakes, and that didn't hurt us at all, one way or another. Just a phenomenal athlete. Did everything I asked the right questions, made the right adjustments throughout the season. The MVP of the defense, I'm giving to Julian Coates. That's all that I have. This is your JV team. I want to thank all the parents. You guys
So to carry on, what we're going to do next for the next few minutes is we are going to watch the Varsity video in between, and then we'll wrap it up to Varsity. With that, Sharon. Ladies, stand up. Colleen, Alicia, Carrie. I was super excited to, you guys had a great team. Somebody from JV, somebody from Varsity. You guys never missed a beat, so that's phenomenal. I'm going to thank the gentleman in the back in the red, Mr. Batman. So we appreciate you. Let's see, is there anybody else? I need to see Mr. Oh yeah, Pat Walsh. When he's not here, that's something to thank you guys. So Pat Walsh, the voice of Baldwinsville Soccer, and Randy Williams, our scoreboard, stadium coordinator, but is our scoreboard coordinator, so he was helpful this year by running the scoreboard, so very happy to have that on our team. Coach Kincaid and the captains, if I can have you up here, please. We're going to have the captains go first, and then Coach Kincaid goes second.
I'd like to thank the coaches first for always putting the game plan together before each game and giving us the best practices. And yeah, we started out the season pretty rough, 1-5, but we came back. Oh no, 1-5, 1-5. Yeah, we came back.
Alright, so that was good. There's been a few things written down. Hello everyone. As most of you know, I'm Ethan Hawk. Also, Owen Daly. We're the captains of the Varsity boys soccer team. And before the coaches start talking, we just want to say a few things about the team and the season. First of all, we're going to do a few thank yous, and also, can we give a round of applause to the JV kids, because those were some crazy speeches. Alright, so first we couldn't have had such a strong varsity team without an amazing JV coach. So we'd just like to thank Coach Hahn. Almost all of us have worked with Coach Hahn for several years, and he's truly a huge factor in our success as players on this team. For me personally, Coach Hahn has become more than a coach, and he's a mentor and someone that I look up to about every day. I don't actually know where he is. Where are you? I was looking around trying to find him. He had taken me from, not the best soccer player. I was slow, I wasn't very strong, and to who I am today, captain of the soccer team. So I really do appreciate you for that. And many of you guys might not know this, but he actually stays on the sidelines for varsity games and takes notes on the other team that he shares with us at halftime. So again, thank you so much. We really appreciate everything you did. Next up, we'd like to thank the varsity coaches for everything they've done for us for this year and years prior. From on the field to off the field, each one of you have made a lasting impact on our lives. From game day speeches to practicing every day, to just chatting with us and giving us a laugh. We really do appreciate it. You pushed us all to the best team we could be. 2 section titles in a row is quite the feat. I don't think people give them enough credit for all the hours they put into this program. The summer camps, all the 2-a-day practices, no other team does that. The 6 practices a week all season, it's insane, and we cannot thank them enough. And especially the ski maker and Han again, who do Beaver United all year round. So again, if we could applaud for them.
I'm Enzo Falso, and we would like to thank all the parents and families that came to support us at our games. Even with the long drives, like going to Corning, all of you guys are still there to support us. We appreciate everything you do to driving us to practice, picking us up, hosting team dinners, just everything. I know Miss Hogs already said thank you to Miss Stevens, but we wanted to also say thank you. So, also, thank you to all my teammates, all the practices this year. Everybody showed up every day, tried to get better. Since we only had 6 seniors this year, I'm going to say a little something about each of them. Yeah, don't expect this next year. So, Mike and Nick Sacco, I've coached you guys the past 3 years, and every practice was always a pleasure. You always killed me in the drills that Coach Kincaid set up, every practice without fail. I'm really looking forward to playing club soccer with you guys this year, and I I know you guys have been going to college and do great things. So. Alex Smith, you know, we stuck it out together. You know, our first years on varsity, we rocked the bench together. Next year, you know, you got a little more playing time. You know, we became friends, and then this year, finally playing together. Also, you know, last year, thank you for bringing me to school. You know, boss is horrible, so thank you. Lucas Corbin, you know, this year we really became close friends. I always remember those chats we had during the games and practice and everything. I know, you know, this winter you have a competitive hockey league coming up, so wishing you luck in that, and wishing you luck in wherever follows college or high school. Ethan, we've played together since the time we were 7. It was always a pleasure, you know, fusion to, you know, Baldwinsville Varsity. You were always one of my good friends growing up, and to play together with you these past 3 years has been really, really special. So I know you're going to go on to college, do great things, so good luck. Finally, we have Owen Daly, who, even though I've been on the team 3 years, he's been on the team 4, still thought I was a senior this year. Can you blame him though? I mean, yeah, he's going to go on to do great things in college, be a really good college soccer player. Everyone at that table knows you're going to be a stud in college. Just keep it up. Yeah, good luck.
And I'd just like to say one more quick thank you to my teammates. Thank you for a great season. Thank you for listening to me when I may have not been right sometimes. Thank you for the laughs and the great times. And thank you for never giving up on me or this team. You know, the thing I usually say was I might have been yelling, but I was yelling with love. And you know, I love every single one of y'all. I really do. So thank you for a great senior season. I look forward to what y'all can do next season. I see a lot of potential in this team. And just remember, never give up, and good luck.
How's everybody tonight? If you don't know me, my name is David Kate. I'm the varsity assistant. Normally I don't come up here and speak. I hear the this. The guy standing next to me, so he's already got his brain wondering what's going on over here. But every once in a while I do come up and say a few words, and I thought there was a moment this season that was special enough for me to come over up here and talk to you guys. So during one of our games against Seneca, midway through October, the gentleman standing here to my right achieved his 400th career varsity win this year. And I thought that was something pretty darn special that a lot of people will never ever get to achieve. And I've been around people that don't know background for just about all of it. I've had the pleasure of playing for this gentleman, not to maybe show your age, but I played for Coach on one of his varsity teams back in the 90s. I received a phone call in 2005. He was looking for a JV coach, and I did that for 3 years for him. And I've had the pleasure to be by his side since the 2008-2009 varsity season as an assistant. So I have been able to witness just about almost all of these wins, and I know how much he puts into it, how much he puts into this program, how much this program means to him. And that has fallen right back to myself. I have nothing but love for Baldwinsville. I've been here quite a long time. It is my alma mater. Hopefully one day he will pass the reins. But until that day comes, I appreciate everything that Coach has taught me. I've learned from him, from the players, but I thought 400 was pretty darn special, and I thought everybody here got to appreciate it tonight. So, folks, this is from us. Yeah, I'll tell them about that. I've always felt very blessed to be able to coach here. And those 400 wins, those are community wins. They're not my wins. I've always felt like we have such good support here from Lights that first started, all my assistant coaches, to the parents being fantastic, to the athletic office, always had my back and showing me really good support. So I always feel like it's our program, not necessarily my program. So we all share those 400 wins. So thank you very much. Okay, so first of all, I want us to put our hands together for Michelle. Alan said she really does a great job. She's my point of contact. Whenever I need something, she has to deal with me all year. She stayed for an extra year after her son graduated, so we really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Michelle. I'd also like to have a thank you for Eric Smith, who's been our videographer for 3 years. To my assistants, Dan should have his own program somewhere and give Varsity coach. He should have probably done it a long time ago. We could go back up for a month. He just does such a great job. We have 2 varsity coaches. And more and more, I treat him more like a co-coach than an assistant. And I couldn't have, Bevo could not have had the success that we've had without Dan there. Of course, Coach Ross, who is a little more than a trainer. I mean, he helps get the guys back to fitness and does all their strength training and stuff like that. But he helps them get back to fitness. And he also does help with the soccer aspect. He plays soccer, he knows soccer, so he helps out with all of this. So thanks to Coach Ross. He couldn't be here today. He's up watching the Cornelli's and Usher for the Dome, so he's up at the game today. And also, she's not here, my wife. Special thanks to my wife Carrie, who gives me fantastic support. Couldn't do all this without her, so she couldn't be here tonight. But I'm just trying to thank her. So I'm just going to talk about the season for just a few brief minutes. Bring the players up, do our awards, and then we'll get out. So for me, this was definitely the tale of 2 seasons. Right? Our 4 star, we talked about being a 1-5 and 1 star. We were a 3-6 and 1 star when I look at it. 3-6 and 1 gave up 19 goals in those first 10 games, which you go 3 seasons without giving up 19 goals. And while we had the 4 start, we're off to 1-5 and 1 start. You would not know if I come to practice. The guys were absolutely fantastic. Their spirit was up. They came to train hard every day. They put up with me yelling at them every day, and they just kept at it. Right? Their spirits never got down. I was wondering if we were going to get to 500, and I come to training, and I go, we're going to get there. Just watch these guys train, we're going to get there. So why the turnaround? Well, we started off 1-5 and 1, but it's not that we really played poorly. Right? I mean, I go back and when we don't play well, I go back and I analyze the video that Garrett Smith did for us. And I find that, man, we really played well. We knocked the ball around really well. We attacked really well. But we just kept making mistakes that we give up goals. And when we really analyze the goals, it's not one mistake. And as I pointed this out to the guys during video sessions, look at this. This guy made a mistake, and the guy who was supposed to be covering for him made a mistake, the guy covering him made a mistake, this guy also made a mistake, and then that guy made a mistake. Literally. Almost every other goal, there was 5 mistakes. And so we just tried to get it that if one guy would step up and make the play, we stopped giving up goals. And that's what started to happen. Midway through the season, we still made mistakes the second half of the season. Right? We only gave up 3 goals over the last 10 years. And why was it? Well, we still made mistakes. Well, what happened is now the second guy who was supposed to be covering for the guy who made a mistake, he'd step up and make the play. And
that's what championship teams do, because you're going to make mistakes. Right? But we train to cover for our teammates. And midway through the season, we started clicking, and they just started covering for each other. Guys would make plays, and we saved when we needed it. And before you know it, we were pitching shutouts all the time. And then we started to get the confidence that, hey, we're not going to give up a goal. If we get one, maybe two, we're going to win this game. And so to me, that was one of the big reasons for the turnaround. We just started playing better team soccer. We started playing together. And that's the way they train. And then when we started getting into the games about midway through the season, it started to happen. One of the other reasons I think we started so poorly is we had so many new guys to the team. Right? Probably the reason that it was 4 or 5 mistakes is because they weren't used to playing with each other. Okay? So those 6 practices a week or 6 days a week started to come in handy later on in the year. And it was really fun to watch. You could say that we were really young, but really when we brought the young guys in after all the injuries, Braden Schrader played fantastic. Braden Mooney played fantastic. Jonas, a fantastic player. There's 2 sophomores right there. Tamer coming out on the bench at 8 goals. There's 4 sophomores who were freshmen on the field at the same time. They were good players. I think it was more that we weren't used to playing with each other. And we also had a bunch of injuries early on. You know, Alex and Devin were out early, and then we didn't have them for the rest of the season. Even Braden Schrader would miss a bunch of games early on. We didn't have him in the line for the first 6 or 7 games. And there was a couple other injuries here and there. We just got hurt, we got sick, and there was a couple other injuries. And that makes a big difference when you're trying to gel a team together. But again, what really impressed me is I was in the practice, and I go, what are we going to do today? The guys just worked really hard. And that's what it takes to be a championship team. And before you know it, we're a championship team. And so those are the things that I think about when I look back on the season. Okay, so I'm going to bring up the players one by one. We'll start with our import we brought up at the end of the season, Aiden Jones. Long enough to earn a varsity letter, but he was on the team. He was on the roster for the regional, so he gets an offer for the regional certificate. I had written down for Abe. He's a really skilled player. He reads the game really, really well. Right? He came up kind of on Coach Hahn's recommendation. He said, I don't recommend this very often. Abe Jones is really learning this. And the other thing that impresses me about him, but not a lot of the other guys, is he uses both feet. He can play the ball with either foot. And that's one of the things that really impresses me. So thanks for coming out. Okay, next are our 3 Braves. And I don't think any of them know the same. Our freshman reads the game really, really well. He's very, very good with his left feet. He actually passed the ball really well with both feet. So those 2 guys who will put his head on the ball. Right? We were Coach and I were like shaking our heads at each other doing crossing drills because the ball would come in and back. At the last minute, nobody could put their head on the ball. And we were like, finally, anybody gonna put their head on the ball so we can have a set play? And Braden Schrader stepped right up and I'll do it. He ended up scoring 3 goals. Mooney on the other side, wasn't even going to keep him. Right? He was one of the last guys to make the roster. So Braden's a really good player. So you go down to JV, you'll play 80 minutes every night. You come up with us, you might not ever play. You gotta be okay with that. I go, but you got a chance to earn playing time. Before you know it, he's starting, showing great poise, playing really, really good defense, and he's one of the reasons that we had this tournament, Braden Mooney. So I've learned one of the things that impresses me about Brady is one of the smarter guys on the team. When you watch him pick the game, he really understands how the game is played. He runs really, really well off the ball. I'll see him in the center midfield before you know it, he's overlapping on the outside just at the right time. He's in the penalty box getting on the end of something. Just needs to be a little stronger, really, to get into the varsity. I'm sure he'll do that before next year. He's a really good passer, and I think he's really, really coachable. Braden Harris. The next player I have here, he's one of our more aggressive players. One of the reasons I would put him in the game a lot is when we needed some defense, believe it or not, even though he's an attacking player. He's really good at helping out. He understands the concept of pressure recovery. He seems to always be helping out. One of the few guys who would actually immediately go down on a double team and help out the outside backs. Pitched in with 8 goals this year, Team Ray Abraham. Oh, I don't know who this player was when I saw his name on my list from the nurse. Who the heck is this guy? I've never heard of him. Called Coach Han. He didn't know who he was. But it turned out to be one of our best players, right? Fantastic at holding the ball. Really, really good with both feet. I thought Braden Harris was smart. So this is the smartest player on the team. He really is. When you talk about guys who can understand the game and read the game and know what to do, he's out there running set plays that we've never run before. He's figuring out what set plays that we've run this time. Strikes the ball really well with both feet. Jack This guy usually flies under the radar when you think about who our best players are. But he's really one of our 2 engines that makes the team go. Fantastic ball winner, right? Running guys down, winning the ball from him, always doing the selfless stuff, the extra running. Really good passer. Always holds in the midfield for me so that the other guys can go forward. Definitely one of our top players, showing us all. Kind of at the same time. The 3 keepers really improved throughout the course of the season, right? And while John didn't get to play very much, I go over and watch the keepers and I see him making saves we couldn't make at the beginning of the season. Probably the most fun he had was Corbin when he came in, threw a penalty kick and got scored a penalty kick. John was Our other 2 keepers were kind of in a battle all year to see who get to play. And really, by the end of the team, Coach Kincaid and I, we talked about it. We'd be confident to put either one of them. Right? They're both very good. They both do a really solid job. The one thing about Enzo, or a couple things about Enzo, he's really, really good with his feet. And one thing that I'm always impressed with when crosses come in, really solid at catching the ball. And I think that's one of his better parts of his game is he's really solid at the Enzo ball. Not a bad speech writing. Things that stand out about Sawyer, and people have commented this to me about, he's really good at being vocal back there, talks a lot, he's an athletic shot stopper, and apparently he's become pretty good at the penalty kicks. Sawyer. Next player I wrote down, very talented player. He plays multiple positions. He can play outside back, he can play in midfield in the offseason. He can play both outside midfield, center midfield sometimes. Just needs to get a bit more aggressive. I'm constantly talking to him about that. He gets that taken care of. He should be in our lineup next year, full speed. So this next player, I wrote. His enthusiasm for the game is not what I wrote. His enthusiasm for the game is really infectious. Right? He comes, he loves to play. He loves to have the ball in his foot. He's always working really hard. He's always got a smile on his face. Very talented dribbler, Joey Slaughter. This player lots of potential, but he got hurt really early in the year. He was our starting center back to start the year. Just felt like we got going in the right direction, and then he hurt himself in this whole year. So that's Alex Trout. Excellent speed. Really good cross for the ball. For a fantastic goal when we were down in Corning. That's Jagger Radman. So this player almost came out of nowhere for me, although I know who he was. Turned out that he was provided the best service in their box of anybody we've had in recent memory. Right? His pinpoint crosses led to so many goals that he ended up tying the single season assist record. Aiden Holt. He even started to play a little bit of defense. One of the nicest kids that I've ever coached. He's always in a good mood. He's always got something nice to say about people. He's always helping out and putting every single day. And he's got a really good, he's really good instincts for the game. Just needs to play a little more. He also plays basketball, so he spends a lot of time doing that. If you just get him to play a little bit more soccer, he could be in the lineup next year. Our other player who got hurt early in the year, Devin Duncanson. That one would have really helped us out defensively. He's a really solid defender, really coachable. I love the way he moves when he doesn't have the ball, which is what I like from a lot of my defenders. Play the ball out of the back. Hopefully he gets healthy and makes a really good impact next year. Devin Duncanson. So one of our most improved players switched positions in the middle of the year, and they're scoring a bunch of goals for us. Some big ones in the playoffs. That's still in Blaisdell. One of our more versatile players, obviously plays multiple positions. Can play center. We told him we might play in the center back next year. We'll see. Very good at defending. He's an outside midfielder. He can play in the striker. I think he can play in the center midfield. Not a position on the keeper really that I would have put him at. He was going to start at the beginning of the year before he hurt his ankle and then he missed a lot of time. Never quite got back to that same level, but he did contribute off the bench throughout the season. Derek Parker. Noah Stahl, really solid defender. Really started to figure out what we were asking the player midway through the season. And even though he wasn't playing much, there was lots of days of practice where I thought he's the best player we got today. He really started to figure out, and he was really close to breaking into the lineup. We had another couple of weeks, he probably would have seen him fit. Noah Stahl. This player is one of our more improved players over the last couple of seasons. Went from really not on our radar to developing the skills and working really hard. We can play him in the middle. We can play him on the outside. We can continue to improve. I got a spot for him next year, but I don't want him to get his head too big before he leaves that spot. Garrett Starr. Next player is an excellent dribbler, really good scorer. Led the team and the league in goals scored this year with 13, Will Stevens. And the last of our juniors, me and the team were fantastic. Tryout worked really hard. Really good crossing the ball with his left foot, and that's Carson St. John. Okay, so the seniors. Talk about Lucas for a bit. Lucas may be a little bit unlucky that I was his coach this year. He's a really solid player. I had him just a little bit behind the guys in front of him. Another coach comes in, maybe they've got Lucas ahead of the other guys, and Lucas is playing 30 or 40 minutes a week. He is a really solid player. He really helped us out defending a lot this year, although he can also attack. He's got a good right foot. And through all of that, from not playing maybe as much as he should have, he kept a great attitude, and I always respect him for that, Lucas Cordo. To be one of our most improved players, although all these listeners played a ton of minutes. Mike Sacco came in as odds-on favorite to be the striker. He's a really good goal scorer. You should see what he does with his feet in practice. He just makes people look silly. He scores lots of goals when he plays small-sided games. But where he helped us most in the games this year is his movement off the ball. We were able to play the ball out of the back. He's keeping it. He's combining and we're getting forward and generating a lot of attack. He has such good skill with both feet, and he's a really good finisher, Mike Sacco. I also had written down there that his increased effort on the defensive end made a huge difference this year. Anybody who came to the games could see him running from sideline to sideline instead of wanting to run that far. Spending a lot of time chasing down those defenders and making it hard for them to play forward. That made a big difference in the season. So, I've written down our 12th man award. I love it when I have a player who should be starting, but I can bring him off the bench. Because then when we start to sub and we bring guys in, the level of play doesn't drop off at all. Nick Sacco started at the beginning of the year, and I told him he was a starter, but I was going to start Jack in his place after a little while. And he accepted that and did a really great job. Got to be very hard to know you're a starter, but not getting introduced at the beginning of the game. And contributing both defensively and offensively. His skills are in tight spaces are phenomenal. Started to get the balls to the corners later in the game. His distribution became really good. And again, one of the players responsible for us turning this season around. Nick Sacco. Really, all these players are responsible for us all going through the season. I have Alex Smith's cards right here. I thought Alex got off to a little bit of a slow start. He just seemed a little nervous. He was all lead last year. And then he started to figure out, we moved him in the center back, and all of a sudden, he was the first team all-league player. I love when my center backs and my outside backs join the attack. And both him and Ethan started to figure out, especially in practice, that we had these big huge gaps that they're giving us. And I wanted them to sprint in there with the ball and dribble it. And when Alex and Ethan started doing that, that started making a big difference in our attack. Alex also was really good at reading the balls being played in the feet. And I can't count how many times he stepped in front of the pass on the ball and started counting it. So Alex Smith had a fantastic season, ended up being first team all-league. So I wanted to close with our two captains. So first of all, mad at you for being hard to follow. Your speech is probably way better than mine. I thought also Ethan and Al both together both started a little slow, but once they started to learn how to play with each other, when they got put in there, again, that's what made us really hard to score. And to see Ethan penetrating with the ball and finding targets, that's what I really wanted out of him from the beginning of the season. His defense improved, and he got so good at free kicks that we started giving him all of our free kicks from the 50-yard line to about the 30-yard line and provided really good service for us for the last half of the season. Ethan Hart. Of course, Sanders was Owen. He does everything. Scoring goals, winning balls in the midfield. One of the things that really impressed me about him this year, I don't know if he was good at it last year, is when he gets the ball and he decides to go forward, his first step with the ball just about blows by everybody. And when we figured out that only him and Brady Schrader were going to really have the ball when we crossed it on set plays, we said, all right, we're going to start serving it to him at the near post. And how many goals did you get there? 5 or 6 anyway, right? Big, huge difference in results. When we can get goals off set plays like that. All-State last year, he's going to be all-region this year. We don't know what All-American yet, we'll have to see on the day. Okay, so we'll do awards here really quick while we're up here. So, I'm a procrastinator. Didn't get to the names in the nominees fast enough, so right tonight we have certificates, trophies are coming. So I had the players vote for a couple of items. First one here I have is goal of the year, and pretty much unanimously, a couple other goals got votes. Jagger's goal got a vote, maybe a couple votes, is Jack Dutter's goal against Utica Proctor. For best teammate, and 20 guys got a vote. so 3 guys got 2 votes, so there's no best teammate this year. I think 1 guy got 3 votes, but 3 to 2 to 1, I just couldn't make this. Most improved player, I had a couple of other players in mind. I wasn't really thinking about this one. I was thinking Ethan Hart, Sawyer Barr, Brady Moon, Schrader, or Harris, something like that. But when the players voted for this player, I was like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Dylan Blaisdell. So I cannot stand when everybody gets a trophy. So what do? I have 4 most outstanding players. I'm getting soft as I get older, so I couldn't say. They voted, I go, all these guys are deserving. I'll tell you what. When I thought about it about 2 weeks ago, I go, I can give 12 guys most outstanding players. Every one of these guys, the 12 starters, including the second, they were fantastic. They were all outstanding. I really could see any one of them getting it. So I couldn't give out 12. So when the players voted, the 4 guys got a fairly equal amount. We talked about them already. Owen Daly gets it not most outstanding. Coaching King mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, and I go, well, I hope he gets it, and he did. Alex Smith. The leading scorer in the league, Will Stevens, is on here. Why not one more? Jack Cutter. Jack Cutter. Right. So how am I gonna? Which one am I gonna? Not include in the most outstanding. I have 2 coaches awards. As I mentioned earlier, this first player, just one of the nicest kids I've ever coached. He's always humble. Right. Aiden Griffin. And as I mentioned earlier, it's hard to come off the bench when you should be starting. And the way he dealt with it, and the way he played and continued to go about his business, I just had to give him a sack. I just got one more. I don't do this every year, I did it last year. This is the class of 2011 award. This award goes to, I want to say B player, but A player who exemplifies what it takes to be a champion. Right? We won 5 straight titles from 2007 to 2011. And so to honor those players and those teams, I came up with this class of 2011 award. I've given it, 3 times in the last 5 years, and this is the 3rd time. So this player certainly could have been one of our most outstanding players, because he is. But the way he goes about his business is that of a true champion. And that would be Joe McMahon. You guys can sit down now. Your 2024 Section 3 champion.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for the 2024 banquet.